What's up, guys? It's Coach Alexander, CEO and founder of Be Nimble Acceleration and Development, and also the head track coach at Prospectus High School. A lot of you guys are football players. The big thing for football players is a 40-yard dash. So what I'm going to do today is demonstrate a way, my preferred way of starting it. You guys are more than welcome to adjust it as you need to, but this is just the way I teach it. And if you need more tips, you can always holler at me. So what we're going to do, right now we're in the gymnasium. A lot of you guys will be on the field when you do this. Come around here. We're going to pretend right here is our starting line. So the most important thing we have to remember when we're doing the 40-yard dash is that you don't want to be fast on your feet. You want to be powerful. You want to cover as much distance as possible in the shortest amount of time. And that doesn't come from real short, choppy steps. It comes from strong, powerful steps, which is why it's really, really important for you guys to get in the weight room and be flexible and be strong, because that's what's going to give you that great time. All the football players you see with really great 40-yard dash times, I guarantee you they're in the weight room doing their thing. But as far as technique goes, we're going to pretend this is the starting line right here, okay? So what I like to do is, the distance you're back from the line is not really a big concern. But, you know, the main thing is obviously your hand's going to be right on the line because you don't want to cheat yourself at all. So, I like to put my front foot about a foot back from the line, and you can adjust this as you see fit. And then what I like to do is kneel down so that my knee and my foot are about even. And if you work with me more personally, we can adjust it for your personal, you know, preference. And then start right here with our hand right next to the line. And then, since I have a track background, I put my other hand on this line just to kind of get my balance and make sure my body's comfortable. But when we go to our set position, our hand's going to be back up here. And if you'll notice, you want to get to a point where your front leg is at 90 degrees. Because if any of you squat, you want to get down to a full squat position. You want your body to be at 90 degrees. That's where your legs are the strongest. Because what we want, when we take our first step, we want that front leg to be fully extended, because that's what's going to drive us the furthest, okay? So, when we take our first step, we come back, come up like this, we want to drive this arm forward, because we're trying to go forward, and we're also trying to push force back into the ground. So, our first step should look something like this. Okay, now you notice we're on a gym floor, so there's going to be some slippage. You guys are going to be in cleats, so you're going to have better grip on the ground. But the main thing you have to remember is you're taking a big, strong step and really driving from the glutes all the way on down. That's why it's critically important that you guys are in the weight room developing that strength. And if you work with me more personally, that's something we focus on every day. This concept of leaving your foot on the ground and going is called hip extension. So whenever you hear me talk about hip extension, that's what we're talking about. And then, what's the other thing? That's your first step, and your second step should be just like that. You want to think about leaving your foot on the ground as long as possible. Another thing a lot of coaches cue, and when I say cue, I mean things that coaches talk about, key words that they say. A lot of coaches say stay low. And that's not exactly what we want you to do. We want you to come out at an angle that's most beneficial for you to get as fast as possible. You want to put yourself in a position to be fast from like 20 to 40, but you have to run a good 20 before you can run a good 40. So, instead of coming out real low like this, and you see how my body's not fully extended, this is what a lot of athletes do. As a matter of fact, it's what a lot of NFL players do, because they don't get full hip extension, because they're not being taught correctly. But if you have a track background, you know that hip extension is the key to running fast and good acceleration. So, every step you take has got to be accompanied with that good arm drive, good hip acceleration. You notice that my body's in a straight line, and it puts my next step in a position to be as powerful as possible. So we can continue to drive until we're in a full upright running position. And at that point, we go to what I like to call the SOD concept. The step over the knee, and drive back into the ground. That's a secret that I like to teach my sprinters, and we have drills for that. And if you want those secrets, you gotta come out for the track team and run for me. But for now, that's how I cue the first couple of starts. And if you guys are going to any type of combine or any type of testing facility, this is something you should definitely study, because being a dumb athlete doesn't cut it anymore. You got to be smart, because everyone else from every other school is being smart, and those are the people who are getting the scholarships and going to college. So like I said, I'm Coach Alexander, Be Nimble Acceleration and Development, and you can also catch me on Facebook at Track Coach Alexander. Thanks.